Okay, everyone. So I took a little break from my YouTube channel, from social media for the month of October, but we're back, baby. Okay, so I'm changing things up a bit. I'm going to make a post or some sort of video or something being a little bit more specific about what you can expect from my channel, my content moving forward, because a girl was getting overwhelmed. Okay. And I realized, like, because what I was doing at first was like monthly readings for all the zodiac signs, and love doing readings for all the zodiac signs. But my approach to spirituality in general is that we're all one. And yes, we have these different things like our names, our zodiac signs, our upbringings, our where we're from, and things like that to kind of help us navigate through this human experience. But if I believe we're all one, then I believe we're all going through a similar collective energy. It may play out differently for some of us. Some of us may be in different parts of certain journeys, but I feel like the 12 readings individually did not resonate for me as a reader anymore. So, took a step back, changed some things. So, I'm going to start going live once a week for a weekly energy update. And so, this is our first one. If you want more out of these weekly energy updates or just any other readings or content that I make in general, make sure you sign up for my newsletter. If you go down below in the description box, go to my website. That is where you can sign up for that. It just puts your email in there. Trust and believe, I'm not blowing up your email inbox. I don't like when people do that for me, so I won't do that to you. But if you want more out of this stuff and you want more content, more rituals, more guidance, more readings, things like that, sign up for that newsletter. Okay. But yeah, so we're just going to get into it. And again, I will update you guys a little bit more about what to expect from me moving forward. But for now, let's just get into the reading. Okay. And for those of you who have never stumbled upon my page before, my name is Aviana. This is Aviana's Ascension. Jazz hands. Or Spirit Fingers? Spirit Fingers. This is Jazz hands. Wait, no, this is, that doesn't matter. That's one thing you will learn about me. I will distract myself. Okay. But we're going to do this weekly energy reading starting for today, November 4th, all the way to November 11th. So 1 week. And I'm really excited because I've been going through a lot of changes, a lot of transformation. I've actually been going through a breakup recently, which has been, it was sad at first, but now it's like I understand why it had to happen. And I understood why it had to happen before it happened. You know what I mean? But it was a very sad thing, but also necessary and beautiful. And it was a beautiful way to learn certain lessons. So part of my break was, kind of dealing with that and coming back to myself after that experience. And also, I was working on my yoga teacher training, and that is almost done. So, that is also going to be something you can expect to see from me coming up soon. So, there's been a lot of changes, a lot of realizations, a lot of shedding, a lot of coming back to myself, and just investing in myself again and giving myself the time and the grace to really, learn lessons, do some healing work and all of that. So I'm happy to be back. Thank you guys so much for your patience with all that. But that being said, I feel like this week is bringing a lot of energy, and we could see, like, with the name of the video, it's definitely an energy of kind of coming back to your true self, which makes sense, right? I just talked about how I was going through that. But it's in a sense of like there's so much growth and there's so much beauty that has happened, and it's almost like you're kind of sitting back and you're just, oh, I sprayed myself in the face. And then you're just like, wow, like look at all this growth that I've gone through. Look at what all this transformation I've been through. It feels like there's a lot more security, a lot more stability, feeling at home within yourself. Okay. I feel like there's been a lot less overthinking and spending time in the brain and more time in the body, in the present moment, right? And this is a practice, So, like for me, for example, I was doing the dishes the other day and I have a window by my kitchen sink. And anytime I found myself getting too in my head or trailing a thought or just kind of mindlessly washing the dishes, I would like snap myself back, or I would like be like, look at your horizon. And that would remind me, like, don't be in here, be in this experience. So it's very, very beautiful. I rearranged my room, you guys. Like everything is just feeling like it's a beautiful fresh start, and it's feeling like just happiness, just joy, feeling proud of yourself. Like that's what it feels like. And I hope you guys are feeling that too. Okay, we do have a full moon in Taurus tomorrow. So I feel like that's really influencing the grounding energy, focusing on the home, focusing on the things that you like. And I will be doing a reading for that tomorrow, going live. And so make sure you keep your eye out for that. I'm also part of the newsletter. I'm going to be recording myself doing rituals. So if you want a ritual to go with your full moon tomorrow, definitely sign up for that newsletter. But yeah, I think that full moon is impacting us a lot and just feeling a lot more grounded and also getting clear on different financial or career or like physical stability, whether that's like the physical health, things in your home, or maybe you're wanting to travel or something. I just feel like we're getting more and more clear on what fulfillment means to us and showing up for that, not waiting for the external or for certain circumstances to come into play, but realizing if you want to see something in your life, you have to show up for that. And that kind of goes back to feeling at home in yourself and feeling secure, realizing that, hey, if I want changes, if I want to see something come to fruition, I have to do it. I have to believe in it. And yeah, it's great when you have the support of other people or someone showing you the way, but a lot of the times we don't have that. And we're learning to be okay with that. And we're realizing it's a beautiful gift to be able to rely on yourself. Because if it's just you that needs to get it done and make it happen, then there's nothing really stopping you. I love it. Okay, so I was shuffling the decks. We got a tarot deck and a self care oracle deck. The self care deck, a few cards came out. We have number 18, meditate, makes number 9, number 21, coffee break, number 3, and number 34, watch clouds, which makes 7. So we have 9, 3, and 7, if those numbers mean anything to you. Okay, so I really like this. With coffee break and watch clouds, I feel like this is a very good mix of energy, right? Like coffee break implies, you've been working hard, you've been focusing, getting things done. So now take a break and go have a little bit of fun. Okay, so this is definitely a talk of balance in your energy. And it's not just about, forcing yourself to get things done and hustling and pushing until you can mark it off your to-do list. It's also about, okay, I'm feeling good, this is going good, but maybe I need a moment to like let my brain rest. Maybe I need to stop looking at a screen for a second. Let me go outside and take a walk. Let me go get my favorite snack. Let me go take a shower real quick and just kind of shift things up, and then I'll get back into it, kind of allowing yourself to listen to your body even more and allowing yourself to flow in that rhythm rather than forcing or judging yourself to perform and get things out there. Because that's what I used to do, and it didn't work out for me. You know what I'm saying? And with watch clouds, I really like this because I feel like this is a reminder that we need to connect with the earth. And I know where I live, it's kind of getting into that winter fall energy. Don't you guys miss fall? I feel like we don't get fall anymore. You know, like fall used to be like, okay, here we go, a 60-degree, 50-degree little breeze. And now it's like, okay, it's 37, go. You know what I mean? So, and it's been really rainy. So it hasn't been the best falls lately, but I appreciate seeing the leaves change, especially I feel like we've all been going through a lot of transformation. So it's nice to see the earth representing what we're going through, right? So spend time outside, do some grounding exercises, take your shoes, take your socks off. I know it's cold, but do it anyway. And just stare up at the sun, look at the horizon, go hug a tree, you know, allow yourself to get lost in nature because that's such a good way to remind yourself to just be in the present and then meditate. I mean, who doesn't like to meditate? Some people don't, and that's okay. But meditation can look like a million different things, by the way. It can be a guided meditation, it could be a silent meditation. Maybe you put on some frequencies and just sit and see what comes to you. This could be a body scan, yoga, journaling, grounding exercises. People do walking meditations. So whatever way helps you to tune into your inner world, do that. You know, it doesn't have to look like whatever, like even when I meditate, I don't always sit like this. I usually lay down, because that helps me surrender, right? So I just feel like approach meditation, approach this journey, this path, this unraveling, however you want to approach it. But always make time for your inner world. I found that meditating at night is very helpful for me because I also work at a restaurant like 5 days a week. So it's like my whole day is pretty busy for the most part. And I like to do yoga and like a workout in the morning. And then at night, I'll come home after work and I will, take my work stuff off, wash my face, brush my teeth, and then I'll sit and meditate just to kind of unplug and kind of clock myself out of work. I don't know. That's what I'm feeling. So I'm going to slide these cards back in here and we'll see if they come out again later. But let's get into the tarot, shall we? Oh, we. I'm being silly. Okay. So bottom of the deck. All right. We have the Five of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, the Four of Swords. Yeah, I definitely feel like there is a huge upgrade happening. Okay. There could have been a lot of time of maybe insecurity, financial setbacks, physical health, maybe kind of dwindling there, but we're recovering from it with the King of Pentacles, Four of Swords. We are recovering. We are turning the page. We are going within ourselves to remind ourselves of our power, of our strength, of our capability. I like that we're showing up as the King of Pentacles here too, because it's like that is the epitome of security, of being a provider, support, feeling protected. And we're giving that to ourselves. I know that's right. I love it. Another new thing I've been doing is I just take the cards from the bottom of the deck and then we go from there. And I really have been enjoying that. All right, we have the Eight of Wands, Ten of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Death card. Okay, so there definitely was an ending here. I mean, I just said that I went through a breakup recently. A lot of people have been going through breakups. I will throw it out there. Not wishing it on anybody unless you need it. Then I don't have to wish it on you. It'll happen. But yeah, a lot of things have been coming to an end. So if you've been going through some sort of shocking ending or just feeling like this came out of nowhere, know that it's not just you. Okay. So yeah, there's been some sort of ending, and this could be with a million different things. This could be with a relationship. This could be walking away from a certain work environment, certain people, habits, lifestyles, maybe all of the above. But with the Eight of Wands, this could have come in with like a message, or maybe all of it just kind of came in really quickly and suddenly. But either way, some things have gone down here. Okay, I'm going to put that one kind of by itself. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. All right, we do have the Ten of Cups, Five of Wands, the Three of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, High Priestess. Okay, we got a lot going on. So I'm going to take all these stuff. Okay. Ten of Cups, Five of Wands, Three of Swords. Yeah, there was some sort of like argument or just disagreement, conflict. Maybe people weren't in alignment for each other, whatever the situation was. With the Ten of Cups, this was a situation where there was a lot of love, a lot of happiness, maybe chemistry, but there were also just other aspects to it with like ego or just not seeing eye to eye on something. So it led to an ending here. All right, but at the end of the day, we got the Six of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, the High Priestess. So this is someone like you listen to your intuition on this. Even though it may have felt like pulling teeth to walk away from a situation or to fully acknowledge the truth here, once you did, you were really thriving. You were really feeling good. And that's literally what I just started out my reading with. I'm like, I'm feeling really good, even though there's been a lot of difficult situations I've had to face. I knew it was true. I knew I was doing the right thing, right? So a lot of you guys really had to just go with your gut feeling on something. And even though it was very painful, very difficult, it is leading to a lot of beautiful things. And see, like, we had the Five of Pentacles, now we're at the Nine of Pentacles. So things are going to turn around here. Very good. Well, I like it. Okay. All right, so let's start with the Ten of Swords, Eight of Cups, Death card, Ten of Cups, Five of Wands, Three of Swords energy. Because I feel like this ending was the big catalyst to get us to really focus on ourselves and do some healing work. And that's going to lead to a very abundant, very spiritual elevation. Okay, I like it. All right, so tell me more about the Ten of Swords, Eight of Cups, Death card. Tell me more about that. Let's start small. Yeah, we have the Queen of Swords with the Wheel of Fortune. Could be dealing with an Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, maybe a Sagittarius. Oh, thank you for the like. But yeah, this was a situation where you had to be real. You know, the Queen of Swords, like she does not. Hello, and Wisha, what up? Um, but this was a situation where you couldn't let your feelings get involved. You couldn't let memories or nostalgia. Like you had to look at the facts of the situation. You had to be real with yourself. And this kind of reality check made you realize I need to walk away from this. I need to move on from this. This is something where maybe you learned all you needed to learn, or maybe it was making you feel like you were dragging yourself down, or maybe it just wasn't fulfilling anymore. You had to be real with that and you had to move on. Difficult, painful, but necessary. Yeah, see, like there's the Page of Wands, Page of Cups. I just feel like you were dealing with somebody or multiple people who just weren't on your level, you know, like they could have been childish, or maybe they just were immature. Maybe they had more to learn in life in general. And you just had to be like, I've already learned these lessons. I got to go, you know? All right, let's see about this Ten of Cups, Five of Wands, Three of Swords. Some of you guys may have an orange cat. Yeah. I live on the busiest side street in America. I'm just kidding, not in America, but it's pretty busy. Okay, we have the King of Wands with Temperance. Again, Sagittarius energy, Leo, and Aries as well. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you were really trying your hardest to make something work. You were trying to bring these energies together, trying to make it make sense, trying to find harmony and peace amidst the chaos. You know, like there was a lot of fighting, a lot of back and forth, and you really tried your best to be like a peacekeeper here, you know? And the thing is, the King of Wands, it could be your energy or the energy of someone around, but the King of Wands is someone who is a leader and someone who's not going to back down from a challenge, someone very adaptable. So I feel like that's kind of the place you put yourself in to make this situation make sense. But it got to the point where you couldn't lie to yourself anymore and you were like, this doesn't make sense. What are we doing? You know, it didn't make sense. It just didn't. And so it led to, yeah, like with the Nine of Wands here too, like you were so persistent and you were so determined to make the most of a situation and to get all the creases smoothed out. But it's like every time you smooth one thing out, something else would pop up and you're just like, oh, you know, like it was just too much. See, and there's Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, more pages, and the Tower. This person or people, whatever's going on, could be you versus two people too, because I keep seeing two pages. But whatever the situation was, it was not sustainable. That's why you got the Tower here, because you were building a castle on a foundation where the foundation was you compromising. It was you always being the problem solver. You just trying to make something work. And the thing is, that can last for a bit, but whenever that's the expectation and you keep repeating that cycle and you don't actually want to be that person, it's going to get old. And that's what happened here, you know? And it was time for you to listen to your intuition and go within and be like, what am I actually doing? Hold on a second. Let's really think about this, you know? So it prompted you to walk away because it wasn't making sense. And you know, this Eight of Cups guy is the hermit before he gets into hermit mode, right? So a lot of the times before we get into these spiritual realizations and versions of ourselves, we are in a situation where we are not happy, where we are not fulfilled. this is the situation you need to be in to push yourself to get here, right? Because you're not going to come here if you're happy and comfortable and everything's fine, right? You're not going to go hike up to the mountain by yourself if you're not feeling like it's necessary, you know? So even though it was very uncomfortable and hurtful for everyone, like I don't see that anyone's happy that this happened. You know what I mean? But it had to happen, you know? And it's happening for everyone's highest good, you know? I imagine that your highest self, and everyone else's highest self are all high fiving in heaven or nirvana or the sixth dimension or the quantum field, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Everybody's high fiving because we all agreed to go through this before we got here. And a lot of the times we can feel guilty for having to make those calls. But, and listen, I just went through this, okay? I went through a breakup recently, and I'm the one who initiated it, and I didn't want to have to do that. But I had to tell myself, like I be telling you guys, the greatest act of love is setting someone free, right? When you know that you're not compatible, when you're not in alignment, maybe later on down the road you will be. But right now, if you know that's not the truth, the greatest thing you can do is let that person go so they can grow to be who they're meant to be, and so can you. And that's what you had to do in this situation. Okay. Let's see about this Eight of Wands. Let's see what that's about. Tell me more about the Eight of Wands. All right. Some of you guys may really have an orange cat. I'm seeing 2 orange cats now. Or maybe there's an orange cat that might walk by you, or who knows. Okay, so for the Eight of Wands, we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Five of Cups. Could be dealing with a Gemini. Maybe you're seeing the the number 8. Girl, get it together. Okay, so with the Eight of Wands, yeah, the Lovers, the Five of Cups. So this could have been a romantic relationship for you, or this was either someone that you really, really cared about, had a lot of time, memories, love for. Okay, this could have been a longtime friend, maybe not even a longtime friend, but someone you had a really strong connection with. But yeah, there was just something that happened that disappointed you. Okay, and it's almost like this was the straw that broke the camel's back here, you know? And even though there was a lot of beauty and love and togetherness, there was also more disappointment. And it just wasn't fair to keep yourself stuck in this situation. Okay. There's no denying the connection. I'm not going to sit here and say, like, this doesn't make sense. I don't get why you guys were together or why you guys were friends or why you were in this situation. I understand that. But the thing is, it just wasn't in alignment. And then something happened. Something very disappointing, something very hurtful happened here. And that prompted you to kind of get up and go focus on yourself. And with the Eight of Pentacles, that's exactly what you're doing. So some of you may be going back to school, or maybe going back into certain hobbies or passions. Maybe you're focusing on career, some sort of promotion, something like that. You're keeping yourself busy because there was so much love with this situation, but it just was not, it wasn't meant to last forever right now. Yeah. But with the Six of Cups, you could have possibly had children with these people, or maybe with these people. Who knows? Or maybe you've just known them a long time, or maybe it felt like a soul connection. But yeah, just because it's a connection doesn't mean it's forever. And that's an unfortunate lesson a lot of us have to learn, you know? All right. Okay, so let's move on to, wait. Tell me more about the Five of Cups. I want to know a bit more about the disappointment. Yeah, we got Justice here. Justice, the Moon card, the Knight of Swords. So it could be dealing with a Libra, maybe a Cancer, a Pisces, Aquarius, Gemini. Heavy Libra, though. Yeah, with the Moon card, I just feel like this was a situation that unfolded because of, like, it's like it brought to the surface what was meant to come to the surface, you know, with Justice here too. Like, I feel like the truth came out. Okay. And see, the truth could have been that like somebody was impulsive, or maybe somebody really liked attention and liked, they just they just followed what felt good for them, you know? And the truth of the matter is I feel like this person or people, they had a lot underneath the surface that they were not sharing. Okay? Cuz the moon to me is, having to deal with some shadow work, having to dig deep underneath the surface to really expose what's going on, and I felt like this person was not doing that work, and so it bled on you a lot, you know? So something had to come up to make you really kind of like get knocked on the head with it, to be like, this is deeper than I even know, you know? And I don't know if any like particular truth came out, but I feel like overall, because we all have different situations, I just feel like something happened to make you realize, like, wow, this is not, I see clearly now what's really going on, and it's a lot deeper and darker than I may have known, you know? Not to pass judgment on anybody, we all have our demons, we all have our shadows that we have to deal with, but sometimes you got to deal with that, or at least acknowledge them before bringing other people into it, you know? Because if you haven't acknowledged it, if you haven't done that work and started chipping away at it, other people coming in will naturally bring them out, and then you're going to be stuck with your pants down. And I feel like that's what happened here. This person got stuck with their pants down, and you were like, didn't realize this is what we were doing. Got it. I'm going to go. Okay. So with the Five of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Four of Swords, I feel like this is our recovery time, coming back to ourselves. Let's see about that. All right. Okay. Gorgeous. Okay, we have the Ten of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. Yeah, so someone is definitely pouring themselves into work, into their finances, just focusing on themselves. You could be doing a lot of projects at work, or maybe you just got a promotion, maybe you got a new job. I know for me, I've been pouring myself into my yoga teacher training and kind of revamping my business. So not to say that you're like trying to like put your head in the sand and ignore what's going on, but I feel like you're like, let me just focus on me. Maybe you felt like you were pouring a lot into these other people. So now you have more time, more space, more peace. So you're like, okay, time to pour back into myself and get balanced within me again. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. With the Chariot and the Magician, Cancer energy. I want to say Virgo or Gemini for the Magician. Can't really remember. But I like what I see. Okay. It's okay. Yeah, I like this. So this makes me think of what I saw the other day on, I think, Instagram or something. And it was basically a post talking about, we are in the year of the snake right now, Chinese astrology. And next year is the year of the horse. So this year of the snake, is all about shedding and transformation, transmutation, kind of like doing that inner work. So that way for next year of the horse, chariot, we're ready to take action. We're embodying what it is that we're really about, and we're ready to move forward with that truth. I like it. So I definitely feel like this has been a time of just focusing on you, rebuilding, so that way you are ready to take action when it's time to be called, right? You are going to be feeling very confident, very unstoppable, because the thing about you is you go through these things and you know your lessons. You understand, like, okay, even though it hurts, even though I'm frustrated, I'm disappointed, I understand why this happened the way it did. I understand what I needed to learn from this, you know? And when you allow yourself to move with that, ooh, what a gift, okay? Like being able to make lemonade out of lemons is such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. It always makes me think of Beyonce's album Lemonade, because to me, it's like that whole album is kind of like Jay-Z cheating on her and whatever. And she made lemonade out of that shit. And let me tell you, I drank it up because it was a great album. Okay. That's what you're doing. You're about to have the comeback of a lifetime. I love it. 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 Yeah, it's like you're tired of carrying the weight, having someone who's inconsistent or just not as mature as you muddying up the place. Like we don't have time for it. Yeah, so you're going towards power, towards accomplishment. You are the emperor. I love it. All right, let's talk about the Nine of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Six of Swords. So yeah, I feel like this is you on the other side of that journey, just feeling very proud of yourself, feeling like there's going to be so much growth, and you've done the work, like you see beyond the veil. You're not scared to get in the mud with your shadows, and you learn from it and you grow better because of it. That's what all of that shadow work is here to do. It's never to make you feel like you're going backwards or anything, but it's like, just know if you ever feel like, oh no, I have to heal this thing or I have to work on this, I'm going backwards. No, you're not going backwards. You're moving forward. And with more awareness, you're going to be able to see things clearly with more clarity. And that's going to make you realize, like, oh, I need to work on this too. I need to work on that too. Like that's what we're here to do on earth. And the moment that you stop having to go through lessons, you're dead. That's the only time it's done. Unless you're like, I don't know, like a shaman or something. But even then, I feel like they go through stuff all the time. Like it's never done. It's just how you handle it gets more and more enlightened. Ooh, I like what I'm doing here today. All right. Let's talk about the Nine of Pentacles, High Priestess, Six of Swords. Yes. All right. We have the Ace of Cups. Oops. The Nine of Cups, the Seven of Cups. Ooh, nothing but cups. Nothing but net. No. Cups, I like this because cups represent your heart space. They represent your creativity, feminine energy, flowing, your intuition. So yeah, I see that you're going to be leading with so much love. Not only leading with love, but in moments of uncertainty or confusion, you're letting your heart guide you, right? You're not letting fear or lack or scarcity or whatever tell you what to do anymore. And I love that for you. Okay, with the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Cups, I'm so happy. Like there's nothing but fulfillment and happiness and joy in the future, Like you had to make some sacrifices in order for you to get there, but it's really not a sacrifice when it's leading you back to your truth, back to your highest self, back to your heart space. And I really like this card because of the eye. Like I feel like this is like the third eye, all-seeing eye, and there's just so much, like you see it all now, Like you get it. You're not mad at the lessons, you're not mad at the characters playing their roles in your life. You're not mad at the universe. There's no disappointment. There's just truth. There's just love. There's just light. And it's not to say that you're not going to have bad days or anything, but you are moving with this heightened awareness to where like, okay, if I have a bad day, that's okay. Because there's a reason I'm learning this. I'm learning to sit with these uncomfortable feelings, and that's a gift. Lessons are gifts. This is no longer like, oh, I'm a victim to this, or why did this happen? I'm so disappointed. No, you're not taking things on like that anymore. You're like, okay, I didn't expect this to end this way, but it did. So this is what I'm learning from this. This is why I can still have gratitude for this experience. This is why I won't have any bitterness in my heart over this at all or any part of it, because I understand why I had to go through it. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely. Yeah, the universe is really proud of you, celebrating you. I'm so like, I just can't stop smiling because I think that's awesome. All right, Fierce. We're going to close it out with some self-care messages. If this resonated, let me know with a like, a comment. Definitely subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all my readings and everything. And again, sign up for that newsletter if you would like to have more guidance, rituals, exclusive readings, and all that good stuff. So get into it. All right. All right. Let's close it out with the self-care card, please and thank you. Or a couple of them, we'll see. Oh, see, we got watch clouds, coffee break, are back. Yep. Take control of change, be alone. Absolutely. Yeah. I like this. Because basically, sometimes I just say I like this and then I don't really talk about what I'm feeling. So, first of all, with watch clouds, coffee break, and take control of change, I feel like they're saying, if you feel like you're feeling overwhelmed, go get grounded outside. If you feel like you need a break, go take a coffee break, go take a walk. You know what I mean? Don't just wait for permission or wait for what you think needs to be the perfect alignment to commit to certain things or to show up for yourself or to listen to yourself. Okay. And be alone. Love on yourself. Give yourself a big hug. Okay. Number 28, massage. Oh, no, that's right. Let's go get a massage. I definitely would suggest, because this is something I did recently, like look up different bundles that places are doing. Okay. If you live in the Kansas City area or Overland Park, there's this place called Ultimate Escape Spa? Ultimate Escape? Hold on. Ultimate Day Escape? Something like that. The whole theme of the spa is like different rooms or different countries. So it's really cute. But they had a really good bundle. It was like a 15-minute sauna, red light sauna, an hour massage, and then a full facial. And it was like 195 maybe. And for all that, that's a really good deal. So check out different bundles around you, okay? And if you can't like do a full massage, maybe just do like get a little tub with some Epsom salt, give yourself a little foot massage, maybe take a nice bath,